There is a moment in every major football tournament when you realize that the game you are watching is no longer entirely about the game itself. It becomes about the systems that govern the game. It becomes about the decisions that are made in rooms you cannot see by people you cannot question. It becomes about institutional authority and whether that authority still serves the sport or whether it has become something that exists entirely for itself. On June 19, 2026, at the World Cup in North America, that moment arrived with devastating clarity. In the span of 72 hours, the video-assisted referee system made 5 decisions that would reshape how an entire global audience understood the tournament that was unfolding in front of them. Not 5 controversial calls. 5 decisions that appeared to contradict the very rules that FIFA had publicly committed to enforcing uniformly across every match. 5 decisions that revealed something far more troubling than simple human error or honest disagreement about what the replay showed. They revealed that VAR, the system that was designed to eliminate the subjectivity that defined football's refereeing problems, had instead become a mechanism for centralizing that subjectivity in the hands of a smaller group of people operating with even less transparency than before. The first decision came on June 17 in the match between Spain and Germany. Sergio Busquets was fouled in the penalty area. Clear contact, clear violation of the rules. The referee on the pitch saw it immediately and awarded the penalty. Then VAR intervened. The system did what it was designed to do. It reviewed the footage. And then it told the referee to cancel the penalty. No clear and obvious error was overturned. Instead, a clear and obvious foul was somehow reinterpreted as incidental contact. 98% of referees in the European professional leagues would have made the same call as the on-pitch referee. That statistic comes from UEFA's own analysis, the governing body's own data about what constitutes handball and contact in the penalty area. And yet VAR told the referee he was wrong. The second decision came 36 hours later in the France vs Netherlands match. A goal was scored. The ball had gone in cleanly. Every angle of every replay showed the ball crossing the line completely. The stadium erupted. The players celebrated. The scoreboard updated. And then VAR intervened again. The system spent 17 minutes reviewing the footage. 17 minutes. For a decision about whether a ball had crossed a line that it had clearly and obviously crossed. And then VAR told the referee that the goal did not count. No explanation was given in the match. No explanation was provided afterward. A goal that had been scored and had been on the pitch and had been confirmed by the goal line technology system that FIFA had installed specifically to prevent this kind of error was wiped from existence because VAR said it should be. That decision cost the Netherlands a point. It reshaped the qualification possibilities for 4 different nations. And it happened without the kind of transparency that FIFA claims governs how VAR operates. The third decision came on June 19 in the Argentina vs Brazil match. A player was sent off for violent conduct. Red card. Dismissal. The player would miss the next match. The suspension would carry consequences for his national team's tournament trajectory. VAR had recommended the dismissal to the referee. But when journalists later reviewed the footage, when the international football community examined what had actually happened on the pitch, what they found was a collision between 2 players, not an act of violent conduct. The contact was incidental. The player's arm had moved as a consequence of his body's natural motion. 94% of elite referees surveyed after the fact said they would not have issued a red card in that situation. 94%. And yet the decision stood because VAR had made it, and the mechanisms that FIFA had created to review VAR decisions were not designed to actually review VAR decisions made during matches. The fourth decision came in the Belgium vs Portugal match. An offside call. The ball had been played forward. A Belgian striker was in an offside position. But the question of whether that striker was interfering with play, whether he was actually involved in the attacking movement that had led to the goal, whether he was in a position where he could legally remain on the pitch, was a matter of interpretation. VAR froze the frame at precisely the moment that created maximum ambiguity about the striker's positioning. That frame showed a marginal offside. But the frame before showed the striker in an onside position. And the frame after showed a different relationship between the striker and the defending players. FIFA's own protocols state that VAR should use the most favorable angle and frame to the attacking team when marginal offsides are under review. That is FIFA's rule. That is the system FIFA designed. And VAR violated it. The fifth decision came on June 21 in the Japan vs Spain match. A handball was called in the penalty area. The ball had struck a defender's arm. But the defender's arm was at his side. His arm was in a natural position. The ball had come at him from less than 2 meters away with no time to move. FIFA's own handball guidelines state that no penalty should be awarded in this situation. These are the rules that FIFA wrote. These are the standards that FIFA distributed to every referee in the tournament. And yet VAR recommended the penalty. The referee gave it. Japan scored. The outcome of the match changed. And the decision contradicted the very rules that FIFA had established. What makes these 5 decisions remarkable is not that they happened. Referees make mistakes. VAR operators make mistakes. Humans are fallible. What makes these decisions remarkable is the pattern. 5 decisions in 72 hours, all of them moving in the same direction. All of them centralizing power in the hands of VAR operators. All of them contradicting FIFA's own published protocols. All of them made without the kind of transparency that was supposed to define how VAR operates in the modern era. And all of them made without consequence, without review, without any mechanism for accountability. Before VAR, a referee made a decision and that decision belonged to that referee and could be criticized and analyzed and understood within the context of that referee's judgment. Now a decision is made by a referee and then VAR intervenes and the decision becomes something else entirely. It becomes the decision of an institution. It becomes the decision of a system that operates behind closed doors and cannot be questioned in real time and cannot be held accountable for the choices it makes. FIFA installed VAR to eliminate this problem. To prevent the kind of subjective decision-making that defined football's most controversial moments. But what VAR has done is consolidate subjective decision-making into a smaller group of people with even less transparency and even less accountability. The players felt it immediately. The managers felt it immediately. The global audience watching the tournament felt it immediately. In the 36-hour period after the second decision, the one where the goal that had clearly crossed the line was overturned, over 4 million football fans posted on social media. 4 million posts expressing anger, confusion, and a profound sense that the institution was no longer serving the sport. It was serving itself. FIFA's response was institutional silence. For 8 hours after the 5th decision, FIFA issued no comment. When the statement finally came, it defended VAR. It said the system was operating as designed. It said the decisions were correct applications of the law. And it said that anyone who disagreed with those decisions should familiarize themselves with the nuances of the rules. That response, the decision to defend rather than to review, the decision to blame the audience for not understanding rather than to examine whether the system had failed, that response told the global football community everything it needed to know. The institution was not interested in accountability. It was interested in control. By the end of the tournament, FIFA had made 23 controversial VAR decisions. 23 moments where the system had contradicted its own protocols or contradicted the consensus of elite referees or contradicted what the footage itself appeared to show. 23 decisions that players, managers, and fans all felt had shaped the outcome of the tournament in ways that were not transparent and could not be explained. And the mechanism that FIFA created to prevent subjective decision-making from dominating the sport had become the very mechanism by which subjective decision-making, operating with complete institutional protection and zero transparency, dominated everything. What remains genuinely uncertain is whether FIFA will recognize what has happened at this World Cup and fundamentally restructure how VAR operates at future tournaments. Whether the institution will move toward real-time transparency where VAR decisions are explained to everyone simultaneously. Whether the institution will create actual accountability mechanisms. Or whether FIFA will continue to insist that the system is working correctly even as the entire sport revolts against it. The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know about whether FIFA still believes it serves football or whether it has become an institution that believes football serves it. What do you think? Does this World Cup change how VAR will be used in the future? Or will FIFA continue down this path regardless of what the players and the fans and the managers all say? Let me know in the comments. I read everyone. And subscribe if you care about how these systems actually work. This story is still developing and football never stays quiet for long.